Hello fellow oofers, and welcome to my chronicles. This video idea came to me after watching my friend Jasmine's video on signs that you're not a Koreaboo. Insert video here.
Bully each other and stuff. I've aged.
And many people have made compilations, videos, including myself, on Koreaboos and things that make people Koreaboos. And that word Koreaboo, insert the term here, is lightly thrown around. Like, everybody just likes throwing it around as an insult, and Koreaboo means something more deeply than what everybody likes to play it off. So I'm here to tell you the 5 things off the top of my head that don't make you a Koreaboo. Number 1, if you generally are interested in the culture. Okay, so people think just because you're interested in another culture, that makes you obsessed with that culture to turn you into a something-a-boo. So if you're interested in Japanese culture, you're a weeaboo. If you're interested in Thai culture, you're a Thai boo. English culture, you're an England boo. African culture, you're an Africa boo. Like, Korean culture, like I said, Koreaboo, like, no. Just because you're interested in a culture, that means you're trying to like research so you know more about that culture and get yourself more culture. Then we don't want to be on culture swines like Donald Trump. So it's like people could be genuinely interested in this culture and people just call them a Koreaboo. Yeah. So people just lightly throw it around because it's like apparently weird to study into somebody else's culture and find out things that you don't know. So you could be respectful to that culture and not be Rice Gum and Logan Paul at all, because you don't want to have that behind you and have your news on your back. Second point, listening to Korean music. Again, liking the culture. So say me or like any other music that's not your own, so you're something-a-boo just because you like their music. So the fact that I listen to I'm more interested in Korean culture. Just because, again, like I said in my first point, just because you like a culture doesn't make you a something-a-boo. Like, you're trying to be respectful. And just because you like the music doesn't make you a something-a-boo, because you're just trying to make yourself more cultured. Because music is a universal language. There ain't no barriers when it comes to music. Music, the language of love. Love, the language of music. Because, L'Oreal, you're worth it.
Because I'm worth it. Because I'm worth it.
On to my third point. Dating Koreans or any other type of Asians. Okay, so people have this notion just because you like a certain type of music, you're gonna like this certain type of guy. That's not always the case, but just because let me use myself as an example, like Asians or Koreans, they're not the only guys I like, I'm just putting that out there. I get called a Koreaboo because apparently it's weird to like someone who's not in your race. But the thing is, maybe you're just trying to expand the family tree. Like, you don't have to be a Koreaboo if you date you're not even a Koreaboo just because you date Asian guys. It's just if you fetishize off of them and that's the reason you date them, then that could potentially be in the category of Koreaboo, because you're fetishizing them, as I said in my video last year on the 5 signs you are a Koreaboo. You're fetishizing off of them because they're a certain race. But you could just generally like Koreans among other Asian men and you still get called a Koreaboo. Even if you're dating a Chinese guy and people know that you're into Korean music, you could get called a Koreaboo, because apparently according to these people, all Asians look the same. And it's kind of like, that notion is really stupid, because at the end of the day, love is love. Why are people trying to put you under a category just because you date outside of your race and the guy that you so happen to date is Korean and you so happen to listen to Korean music? But that doesn't make you a Koreaboo because you like Asian men. What will, like I said, put you under the category is if you're fetishizing off of these men and just dating them because they're Korean and you're filling in your fantasies of dating Korean men. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic which I explored in my 5 signs you're a Koreaboo, and I'll put it in the description bar below, and I hope I can put it in the eye. If not, the 4th thing on my list is dressing in Korean streetwear and following beauty trends. Okay, as you can see, I follow Asian beauty trends when it comes to like the rosy cheeks and stuff. Other than that, I do westernized makeup, and if you can kind of tell, this is like Korean style, Harajuku-ish type fashion. This hairstyle is, if it was feather bangs, I would say it's typically a style worn by a lot of Asian women in like the underground streetwear type fashion. But unless it's not got cultural significance to it, you can't be a Koreaboo just because you dress in a certain way or you wear your makeup in a certain way, because makeup is makeup, clothes are clothes. The only thing I can say where you are a Koreaboo is if you kind of disrespect a culture and wear like their traditional clothing because it's got significance behind it and it's got a cultural history behind it, where people can say that you're a Koreaboo, but as long as you're respecting it and kind of wearing it in that country in a format that it's supposed to be worn in, that means you're kind of like exploring the culture. Whereas if you were to, let's say, wear a hanbok out on the streets, knowing no one else is going to wear a hanbok, knowing that you're living in the United Kingdom, which is where I live, just randomly because you want to, and then you start doing sexual dances like Katie Aki wearing a kpop. Is it called a kpop? I don't know the specific Chinese term for it. Dancing to AOA, insert clip. That would be seen as disrespectful and what they would call either an Asian or a Koreaboo, because you are disrespecting the culture by not researching in what's respectable and what's not. But me wearing, see the shirt? Like, this is quite streetwear, I would call it. So me wearing set top and all of my other styles, insert clips, would not classify me under the list of being an Asian just because I follow a lot of Korean fashion trends and stuff like that, because it's a streetwear that holds not as much significance to it at the end of the day. So I wouldn't call someone a Koreaboo. And even if you want to wear things with like bands on it, like, you wear what you like. So if it's got a certain band like BTS, 101, Pentagon, like if it's got their names on it, I wouldn't really classify them as a Koreaboo. They just like that band and they want to like show their love for the band by wearing that type of shirt. But yeah, so my last point is taking an interest in Korea as a whole. So if you take an interest in Korea as a whole, I wouldn't call you a Koreaboo. So that's wearing their street fashion, eating their food, watching their dramas, learning the language, going to Korea for holiday, or even living there. It's kind of like, as long as you do it in a tasteful fashion, that means that you wouldn't be called a Koreaboo. Like I said, the term gets thrown around really loosely. Koreaboos are more known for like wanting to be Korea, and as a
big whoop. If J-Hope was dating someone, I would be a little bit upset, yes, because yes, I do want to date K-pop, but
I did overstep my boundaries. But as long as you're being respectful and not overstepping boundaries, then that's fine. Like, if you want to date a Korean guy, go ahead, just know that you're doing it for the right reasons and not because you want to live a fantasy of a K-drama. Like, don't do it distastefully, because at the end of the day, you will get labelled as a Koreaboo, and Koreaboo isn't a term you want to. And I'm not doing this to bash on anyone, because some people thought that my 5 times that you're a Koreaboo video was bashing on people, but I wasn't. I was literally just saying like things that may cause people to call you a Koreaboo at the end of the day, but in no means was I actually bashing anyone. So yeah, that's me out, fellow woofers.